Today coming up, a review of my new sound card, the Audiofuse by Arturia.
You're already gone. I can feel it in the air between us. Hold me like you're going. Hold me like you're gonna leave me.
Hey guys, welcome to my studio. It's Monday. I was stuck this entire morning taking care of business stuff and also taking care of the upcoming releases on my label. And of course, as always, since I started this project with all of the wood, taking care of a whole lot of sanding and gluing. So let's talk about something that is a bit more exciting and you've been all asking for, and that is my new sound card. I got it from Arturia here in this box. I already unboxed it last week. There's a built-in magnet. Magnets are just cool. We all know that. This thing is way smaller than I expected. Manual, the stuff you should never eat. Cable, plug. It's now sitting already here on my desk for almost an entire week. It's a whole lot of fun. This new sound card by Arturia is called Audiofuse. It's, I think, 599 euros. It puts it like in the upper class of like the entry-level sound cards. It's a very mobile sound card. It's meant to be mobile. They even have a cover for it. It is very compact, very small, but still has superb audio quality. But that's actually something you get from a lot of sound cards in this price class. They all have good audio quality. What I really like about the Audiofuse is actually the button layout. More specifically, that it actually has a whole lot of buttons and knobs. Most sound cards come with a very minimal setup, and here every function has its own dedicated knob or button. And it just looks really cool. It comes in 3 different colors. I don't really care about the colors, but it looks cool and you can choose one that fits more to your style. All of these buttons have their own LED light that is always on, and when you press the button and it's active, it's a lot brighter, so you can separate it from the other buttons that are inactive. This layout will definitely speed up your working process. If you want to turn on the phantom power, you just press here and you don't have to go into a software to do it. It's all really laid out here. You actually don't really need the software, but if you need it, you just press this button and it will show up on your desktop. So definitely by far the fastest to work with, the most handy sound card in that price segment that is still small and mobile. The sound card has 4 sections, the 2 inputs, at the bottom the controls for the headphones, and in the middle the big output level knob. I really like the feel of it, the click, and it shows you whenever you move it. It also gives you the loudness whenever music is playing. Here at the top you can choose between the computer mode and the direct mode. In the direct mode you don't have any latency. The sound that is going into the sound card directly goes to the headphones or to the output. The input channels have 48-volt phantom power, a phase invert, a pad, and an instrument knob, as well as the separate gain knob. There are 2 separate phones outputs, which I really like. If you have a singer or songwriter in the studio, he can listen to one signal and you can listen to another one. This is also very handy if you have, for example, headphones with 150 ohms and headphones with 80, so you can set the volume separately. Something that is really rare is a dedicated mono knob for each of the headphone channels, and something I haven't actually seen on any other sound card in this price segment is a talkback mic. If you press that, you can talk to the singer-songwriter wearing the headphones. Another thing that is really rare in this price segment is actually that you have a speaker A and B output, so you can switch between different speaker sets. You have a mute switch, which is handy to have, a dim switch, and also what I again really love is the mono button. On the front we have in the middle the 2 headphone outputs. You also have the smaller headphone output just in case you don't have the adapter, and the 2 inputs, both of them are combined jack and XLR inputs. So you can, for example, have here a guitar, here a mic, or 2 mics, or 2 guitars, whatever you want. You got those two inputs. On the back are actually even more inputs. You have, for example, a phone input where you can plug in a record player, which is really nice to have. Here are the two speaker outputs. You have here another input channel and also an insert channel. For example, if you want to have a compressor in between of, for example, your mic and the input into the sound card. You got a USB hub, it's nice to have. You have the MIDI in and out, or the clock thing, and also the digital in and out. And to be honest, they crammed a whole lot of stuff into the sound card. This is not only a normal audio interface, it's also a mixer. If you put it into the direct mode, you could use it live and mix your inputs to the outputs. They also kind of built in a monitor controller. Usually if you want to have a nice big knob, a mono switch, a talkback mic and more than one output for headphones, you have to get a monitor controller that will set you back by at least another 500. And here it's all just in one unit. It just needs a single cable to connect to your computer. It runs off the bus power of the USB. If you don't get enough juice to power it, there's another cable at the end, at the back on the computer, so you can put it into two USB slots to still use it without having to use the external plug. This just makes it highly mobile. You can also put the lid back on top again and then take it with you. If you press this button right here, the software opens. It basically mimics the sound card. It has a couple of additional settings: the clock, the digital in and out, as well as the separate inputs and outputs on the back of the sound card. Also the phone line is adjustable here in the software, as well as the talkback microphone. Hardware and software both work as they should. For me, it's now time to actually use this thing and try to make at least a little bit of music today.
But I wanna hold on to you with two hands, with two hands. But I wanna hold on to you with two hands.
All done with these cubes. Done with making music. There are a couple of things I would like to see improved. USB-C would be really cool to make it future-proof so that you can use it on all upcoming mobile devices. I would also love to see that the buttons actually have their functions written on them. Now it's just like an LED, and if you look onto the unit from an angle, you can't really read it. Not the biggest problem. I already know all of the buttons by heart. And if you're working in a very dark studio, this is also not going to be a problem. The unit is getting quite hot. I don't know if it's just here in my studio. My MacBook also has problems in here. There's so much absorption, and it's one of the warmest summers I've ever experienced in Germany. So this might be only a problem in here. The talkback microphone is quite noisy. It's still doing its job. You can totally use it, and it's nice to have that function on such a small sound card, but maybe on a newer version, just putting in a slightly better microphone. And I'm not talking about the microphone inputs, it's just the talkback microphone. It's somewhere hidden in that unit. There isn't even a small hole for it or so. I couldn't at least find one. And before going back to sanding and a whole lot of gluing, there is actually one thing that I would really love to see from Arturia, and that's like an Audiofuse Pro version, like a bigger unit with more inputs and all of the inputs and outputs on the back side of the unit, and maybe make it USB-C right away. But other than that, definitely worth buying, especially if you want to have those controls that other sound cards lack in this price range and still be very mobile.
But I wanna hold on to.
That's it for today with trying to finish this diffuser. It's kind of an endless project. There is even an entire second one waiting for me. If you're interested how to build one of these, I made a video a couple of days ago. Just check it out.